if you recall, Ernie, at the start of the series, my fear for the Lakers was I said they believe their best lineup is when LeBron James is at the 4. And I don't think he can guard Julius Randle or guys that way. I think his superpower, I was saying, when he's at the 3, because then he's still physically intimidating.
That's not a superpower. You have to play a guy where you don't really want to play him because the only thing he has to offer is size. Therefore, you have to move him to a position where you know that the other guy is going to be small for the other team. That means you're not putting people in the spot that you actually want to put them, but are making adjustments to accommodate LeBron James's lack of actual ability to get it done. He's got one thing now, his size. So you had to accommodate the fact that he had one thing, and Kenny is calling that a superpower. Kenny, you're a piece of dog shit. Shame on you, Kenny Smith. I mean, really, you've gotten so bad. I don't understand. Kenny also said that LeBron can play 1 through 5, and he just said that you had to make a special adjustment to get him to be able to play the 3 because he's not good enough to play the other positions. That makes a lot of sense, Kenny.
But Julius Randle, and as you move on, and you'd have to.
Did he not just say that LeBron wasn't strong enough to guard Julius Randle, by the way? And now all we hear is that LeBron is the most in-condition guy in the league. Phenomenal conditioning. Best shape, not just on the Lakers, but in the league. He's so strong. Look at all of his muscle photos. He's 250, maybe 260 pounds. Not strong enough for Julius Randle, but let's make Luka guard Julius Randle. That makes a lot of sense. You already knew that Luka's defense was questionable when he was with the Mavs. You bring him over, and somehow you want him to be able to guard another really strong guy in the league. That doesn't make any sense. That's terrible coaching. That's insane coaching. These are all accommodations for LeBron. All ways to make other people look bad. You're supposed to put your teammates in a position where they look good. Having Luka try to guard Julius Randle is not doing that for your teammates. LeBron James, let's pretend that we had to put him at the 5. He was barely even down there. He was barely even down in the 5. He didn't even do that. But you want to pretend that that was the reason. Maybe that was a desperate attempt to get LeBron off of Julius Randle without saying that LeBron can't guard Julius Randle, which, by the way, Kenny Smith, maybe that was a mistake on your part because you basically just did say that. And yet LeBron James is one of the top players in the league, getting it done at both ends. I mean, the contradictions are nonstop.
All of a sudden, you got to guard Aaron Gordon and all these different guys that are athletic 4s.
Oh, my God. The GOAT can't guard Aaron Gordon.
I just thought that would be too much for a 40-year-old person. Because
why do you need to mention that he's 40, Kenny? You said he was the second best player in the entire league. Why do you need to mention his age if he's the second best player? Is he or isn't he? Is he a good player for his age, or is he the second best player in the league? Those are different. When you put him out on the floor, he doesn't get bonus points or whatever because he says, hey, by the way, I'm 40, as he sucks, just like me. How many times have I said it? Hey, we had the old guy on our team, so even though we lost, we won, right? Can everyone agree on that?
Because now his best attribute, now LeBron has been the best player in our generation at any position.
Kenny, you're a bag of dog shit. Terrible. Absolutely terrible bag of dog shit. Are you kidding me? And Charles, fuck you too for letting him sit there and say it.
But at this stage, 40 years old, he's a 3-man.
He's in the game, Kenny. That's all that matters. Stop telling us that he's 40. He's in the game. If he shouldn't be in the game, then take him out of the game. And if he can't guard the 5, don't explain to us later that he can guard 1 through 5, but that he really needs to be moved to the 3 because the only thing he has is his size.
That can overpower smaller threes.
There he is. He just said it. All LeBron James has is his size. And those of us who have been looking at his career realize that that's really all he ever had, size and athleticism, and the media.
And you put him at the 4, and I thought that was a disadvantage.
It's a disadvantage having the GOAT.
Have 2 of the top name players on their team, but let's just keep it real. They're not good enough. And it's unfortunate they're going to.
Who's Shaq mean? The team isn't good enough? Or is he saying Luka and LeBron aren't good enough? Because I don't think he has the nerve. I think he was throwing the team under the bus like everyone does.
Be like this for a while. They're not going to make any moves this summer. Got to pay.
That's a lie. That's a fucking bold-faced lie. The Lakers aren't going to make any moves this summer. How can you say that? How can you say that?
50 million and up. So get used to this, because when you have.
Stop it. Stop it. How many different trades took place for the Lakers this year? Early season, mid-season, trade deadline, after the trade deadline.
Players of that caliber is championship or bust. So.
Well, that trade that did not go through in Charlotte,
the Mark Williams did.
That was huge for them, because they would have been able to possibly.
If he would have played them, stop.
Are you serious?
No, it would have helped.
Thank you. Thank you. Is that Chuck?
Them
because
he would have trusted.
So you know enough. You've seen enough of Mark Williams. No disrespect
Thank
to
you.
Mark Williams.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chuck.
You've seen enough of him that he would have.
He would have been serviceable against Rudy Gobert tonight. Yes.
Why wouldn't Jackson Hayes? LeBron was terrible. LeBron was terrible. LeBron was terrible against Rudy Gobert. Let me repeat. Let me put my face on the screen so you know. LeBron James was terrible against Rudy Gobert. And you talking about what Jackson Hayes couldn't have done?
Without question.
Yeah.
First of all,
Without question.
Serviceable. He just acted like he said something big when the adjective was serviceable. You said nothing. Serviceable. He would have been serviceable. Rudy Gobert barely played. This is the game that he got the most minutes. And maybe that's because LeBron James was officially at the 5. Huh. Maybe Chris Finch is the genius here. How does JJ not realize that that's not working and make an adjustment? Is he not allowed to?
First of all, don't act like they was throwing to Rudy in the post. Rudy got drop-offs because people were going at Luka, getting by him.
That's exactly right.
Getting dropped.
Right, but he dropped.
I almost agreed with Shaq, but they weren't even really drop-offs. Most of it was cleaning up the glass. Most of it was cleaning up the misses, because the stupid-ass Timberwolves wouldn't stop shooting from the perimeter, even though they could have gone inside all the time. Now, there were a couple of lobs to Rudy, but to Shaq's point, this was not an offensive showcase from Rudy Gobert. It's not like LeBron even had to try to go against a 7-1 center who was putting footwork on him. Like, that scenario didn't even go down.
Over Finney Smith and dropping over Austin Reeves.
But
instead of dropping over a 7'1" guy.
Man, stop it.
You're not dropping over a 7'1".
Stop it. As I tell you, listen.
You don't think the Lakers need size?
They need some size, but they got.
Again, do some basic research, gentlemen. Basically, the Lakers always need more size, more depth, more talent, more stars, and then they need more cohesion. You always change the roster, and then you complain that they haven't had time to play together.
The Lakers. The Lakers need.
Okay. Jackson Hayes, Trey Jemison, 3, Christian Coloco, Lynn. He had the size. I'm sorry if they weren't all Shaquille O'Neal and Hakeem Olajuwon and Patrick Ewing. Oh no, LeBron didn't have every advantage possible for once. Oh wait, no, they got him everything he wanted, traded AD like he wanted, brought in Luka like he wanted, and as usual, LeBron James found a way to make someone look worse. And I got a whole video. Everybody forgot about those master classes that Luka was performing prior to the playoffs. Nobody was talking about him being out of shape during those games. In fact, I'm sure some people said that LeBron gets the credit for how good Luka was looking. All of a sudden, the Lakers are losing and Luka's out of shape. Let's make the narrative that Luka's out of shape. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. But you people, sorry, I'm not talking to my audience because you're some of the few people that do look with a critical eye. But most of you brainwashed masses didn't really look at Luka's effort compared to LeBron's effort. You heard the media tell you that he sucked. Did you really look? Did you really compare the effort?